Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, we are bringing you guys your bonus live reaction replay for the week. This time, a little something different. This is a ranked game. Your eyes doth not deceive you, fellas. We normally don't have too many ranked games featured here on the channel, but this one should be pretty dang spicy from what I've seen in the description. So we have Semi-Automagic here in the Petropavlosk, the Tier 10 tech line Soviet heavy cruiser. The once mighty Petro, and my god, the still camo is really reflective. I didn't know it was that shiny. I thought it was just like a really bright silver texture. It actually reflects the waters. Look at that. Man, art department, they when they got it, they got it. But anyway, we are here on Mountain Range. Not exactly the best map for a Petropavlovsk. Well, in a normal match, it actually would be pretty solid because you have all those islands on the west and the east to go into and, you know, park next to, keep your sides hidden from the enemy team, and present the enemy team with your well-armored bow section and your slim bow on profile of the Petropavlovsk. I don't know if you guys ever really looked at like a Petros from straight bow on. It is such a skinny ship. But anyway, but yeah, you still gotta protect your sides because, well, we're getting lifted the Petro up out of the water, exposing more of its freeboard and more of its citadel by doing so. So she's not quite as tanky as she once was. Her guns, however, are very punchy for a cruiser caliber guns. You add the punchiness of the shells with the Soviet ballistics, and you have excellent penetration even at range. It's not uncommon for Petropavlovsk to pierce battleship armor and citadel battleships even at ranges like 14-15 kilometers, where most cruiser caliber guns, they don't have the weight to maintain their penetrations at that range, but the Petropavlovsk do. Anyway, radared up, caught this daring trying to go for the increased damage buff. This is arms race, which is a really weird mode to have in ranked, because ranked is supposed to be all about skill, but then you add in the mode where you can get these buffs that make your ships better than the other guy's ships just by, being buffs. Very odd decision in my humble opinion, but either way, that's what's going on. So he managed to scare that daring away from the first set of buffs. Looks like the Z42 is going to go for that healing buff. That's a crucial must-have in arms race in random battles, let alone in the ranked battles. Does have his hydroacoustic search going, so I believe he caught some of those torps for his team. There is a smoke screen there that looks like it could contain a Cecilia, and judging by the incoming SAP secondaries, it probably is a Cecilia. Although it looks like most of these Cecilia SAP secondaries are focused on the Z42. But he did manage to grab that healing buff, which is big for the friendly team. Cecilia's being smart so far and has not fired her main battery guns. Just letting the SAP secondaries do their thing from the smoke. That way the ship itself will not be spotted. Semi-autos, AA does its thing there and shoots down the Cecilia spotter plane. So now, yep, losing his sight, has no choice. Gotta fire anyway. Well, not really. He doesn't have to fire, but he's out. The jig's up because he can't see out of his smoke anymore. That's what I should have said. That would have been the proper English in the first place. Looks like Semi is focusing on the Cecilia. You have a Cecilia and a Ruprecht there, which are they in a division? They are not, but good usage of the smokescreen there from the Cecilia to provide the Ruprecht with a smokescreen as well. That's quite a bit of secondary firepower in that smokescreen. A very angry smokescreen, if you will. Some nice AP into the superstructure of the Ruprecht. Of the Cecilia, getting him about 5k with that salvo. These torpedoes should miss. Those are from the Ruprecht. You should have staggered theirs a little bit more to fill in those gaps in his torpedo spread. Ooh, but the daring does take out the St. Vinny there. That is most unfortunate. And out in the east, you have a Colombo going mono triple mono with a Janan, a U4501, and a Colombo. Now, the friendly Gato is over there, but I'm not sure he'd be able to provide too much support at the moment. So, not looking good for the friendly team so far, especially losing that St. Vinny. St. Vinny is a very powerful Tier 10 battleship, and losing it this early is not very good. Now, you might be wondering, why is he swapping over to HE? Well, the Petropavlovsk's HE output is quite miserable. And he is getting decent pins here when his shells do cooperate with him. As you see when he gets this, well, I don't know if this salvo's gonna have good dispersion, but when he has good dispersion, he's chugging the Cecilia for like 5k a salvo. But he's been getting screwed over here by RNG. Maybe swapping to HE might have helped, especially with salvos like that. But, I mean, again, you never really know. Honestly, with the luck he's getting, I would have swapped to HE by now. And now the Pomeran's also almost dead. So that's going to be 2 BBs down. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good at all. All right, now the Cecilia is turning out. So he's going to get a little bit of that broadside here. So you should see the Petropavlosk AP go to work. I got a little bit of it there, pinning that upper belt armor, then a couple of rounds going into the superstructure. All right, let's see. I'm not saying he's going to chunk for 20k, but he should get some pretty good pins here with the Cecilia broadside. Gets 3 pins. I didn't catch much damage that wedge, but I'm going to assume it was a decent amount. Colombo is dead. So now it is, well, no battleships versus a full team. So you have a cruiser, a destroyer, and a submarine against 3 battleships. Sorry, you have a cruiser and a destroyer against 3 battleships, 1 cruiser, 1 sub, and 1 destroyer. So you have a full team against a team that only has 2 players left. It looks like most of the ships over here are at about half HP, except for, I would assume, oh, that's a full health Janan. Hey! Janan's getting a little ballsy here. He's going to certainly pay for that, unless it's just overpins. There we go. That short fuse on that Soviet AP helps him there. Yeah, let's think about the Soviet AP. It has short fuse time, but amazing pins. So it just absolutely crushes lightly armored ships because the short fuse lets it pin the armor on the ship. But the good penetration capability gives it good penetration overall. And there we go. So that is his first kill of the match, taking out that Janan, dodging those torpedoes by simply throttling up back to the island. And see here, what he's doing is what you need to do in any Soviet large cruiser. Keep an island to one side of you. That way your squishy side is hidden from the enemy team, but you can stay angled onto the rest of the enemy team, so you're not catching any surprises to your broadside. It looks like the Z-42 does have the attention of the daring the Ruprecht. Well, the Z-42 is now perished. So he is now 1v6, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, 1v5 at the moment. Potential solo warrior incoming if he does somehow manage to pull this off. All right, so he did have some HE loaded there. Got to fire on the Ruprecht. Yeah, because he was firing at the daring earlier. Has the Ruprecht's broadsides. No citadels, but 14,000 damage there. There we go. Petropavlosk AP coming in clutch. Ruprecht still showing an uncomfortable amount of broadside. Probably trying to get his torpedoes off on Semi. There he goes. Takes down the Ruprecht for his second kill. He's at about half health right now. Does not have a heal ready for about another 15 seconds. 12k to the Cecilia side. Now, if you could get that daring out, the Cecilia does only have sap, so you won't be able to start any fires on Semi's Petropavlosk right here. But the daring is constantly whittling him down, checking his side. Very good check there to make sure he wasn't backing out in front of the enemy Montana, which could absolutely pulverize him. Got his heal going right now. Cecilia down to 8k HP. Finally catching on. They needs to angle into Semi's guns here. What is he looking at off in the distance? There's nothing out there. He's literally the only thing left alive on the enemy team. Okay, Cecilia. All right. So that's kill number 3 there for Semi. Daring is now left. He has HE back in the tubes. Double fire. 12k HP left, but he does have a damage shot coming off of cooldown right here. Will he pop it? He does insta-pop it. That could come back to bite him here, depending upon what happens with the daring. Throttles down to again avoid showing the Montana any side. Daring down to 3k HP. Gets a good hit there on the daring, down to 800 HP. And there you go. Kill number 4 for Semi. My God. And just like that, he's managed to murder over half of the remaining enemy team. Pops his radar, catches the Montana. Oh, God. So we have semi-automatic, and then we have machine gewehr over there. We have all types of rifles in this, or firearms in this match. Now, he is in the middle, capturing the key area. So if he does manage to capture this, this will give him 10 points every tick. However, I believe the submarine just surfaced. So he has to deal with a U-4501. That's a very scary submarine to go up against. For his buffs, though, he does have 1 heal, 1 reload, and 2 damage buffs. The enemy team has an HP buff and a damage buff right now. I would imagine the Montana... Well, I don't know. They might go and grab that healing buff. The U4501 might. Alright, but he's popping his heal here because he needs every ounce of HP that he can get. Alright, so he's angling in... Oh, God. I don't know... Yeah, he doesn't know either exactly where the submarine's at, so he's just throwing some depth charge planes out and some prospective areas. Ah, there's the 4501. I'm not sure how he... Oh, he surfaced, didn't he? He did surface. That's how he spotted him. Alright, pops damage con to mitigate the homing, and now he's got to maneuver for these torpedoes. Now, if the Montana's smart, he's going to be coming up on Semi's left. Because they should be communicating, say, hey, I'm going to go get his attention here. That might be why he surfaced, getting to turn into the 4501, so the Montana can come around the corner and blap him. But we now know that the Montana is in the cap because we know that the 4501 is out there. So that is also mega scary. He's got about 30 seconds until his radar. Ah, there he is. He caught the Montana in Hydro. So, yep, the Montana is coming up on the left. They could have timed that better. Ideally, you know, when the Montana's come around the corner, that's when you want the 4501 to surface. But here he is now. He's surfaced yet again. Again, I'm not sure if he's trying to draw the... if he's trying to draw Semi out of the cap, which that would be a smart thing to do, and he has done that now at this point. These torpedoes, though, looks like they might hit. He might manage to dodge some of them. Ooh, Petro's long, and big turning circle coming into effect here. And whoo-hoo-hoo, just passes by his bow. Gets the planes going and throttles up. He's playing Ring Around the Rosie with this Montana right now. Oof. Alright. Now, if he can get this 4501 down, then that'll be it, right? Because he can just play Ring Around the Rosie with the Montana. Oh, no, actually, that won't be it. Because the points are tied. No, actually, yeah, if he kills the 4501, that will give him the points that he needs in order to win. Alright. Pops radar, just in case the in case the 4501 is at periscope depth, just outside of his Hydra range. Which apparently he is, but of course when you're at periscope depth, I think it's like half of the radar range can pick up the periscope, or it's from like within 8 kilometers. I think so. He might just be on the edge of that. But now he's out of hills, out of radar, and he has 1 charge of hydro left. And the Montana, last we saw of him, he was turning back around. However, once Semi gets this island in between himself and that 4501, that 4501 won't be able to do too much to him at all. But we know this Montana was last seen turning in this general direction to get guns on Semi as he came around this corner. He has AP in the tubes. There's the Montana from 5 kilometers. Montana broadside out. Whoa! Gets to sit on the Montana. Loses about 20k HP there in the Montana. 209,000 damage done so far. Alright, AP up. I think he's trying to hit the turrets. Potentially trying to knock out a turret. But four shatters on the turrets. 3 ricochets. Yeah, he's trying to disable those turrets. Which, yeah, I mean, you want to try and negate the massive guns of the Montana. It's like he's throwing... Yeah, there you go. Okay, knocks out the number 2 turret, I think, there. So, oh, yep, number 1 just fired. Managed to absorb most of that. Really going for that number 2 turret. Now, of course, if he can somehow destroy that turret in the time he has left, that would be good. Ah, God. But will he, though? I don't know. He is resetting the Montana's cap progress as he's doing this. He's also in the cap contesting it as well. Whoo-wee. Okay, there we go. Knocks out the number 2 turret again, while at the same time willing down the Montana's HP. Now, can he disable number 1? That's what he's going for here. And nope. Oof. Okay, that was only about 3,000 damage. Just keep in mind, he has no heals left. Does have the little pity heal from the buff, but that's not too much when you're coming face to face with Montana. Destroys the number 2 turret there. That's a perma-knock. The number 2 turret. He is now facing up against a backwards Iowa, fellas. Alright, so if you can do it again before you get the rear turrets into the fight, this will be a dead Montana. Gets the shells out. There we go. Kraken unleashed for his 5th kill of the match. And now he has the points advantage. The points do seem to be flipped up top. So the red team's points are actually the green team's points at this moment. Down to 10,000 health. Ooh, 260,000 damage. Oh my God. Yeah, because he's done most of this by himself. Oh, but now the 4501 No radar. He has one charge of hydro left, and no heals besides the menial 18 HP he's getting back every second with the buff. This isn't good. So there we go. This is last hydro. So after this, he has nothing left to spot that 4501 with. Granted, the 4501 doesn't appear to have gone for the cap circle at this point. However, once Semi gets in that cap circle, that 4501 is going to have to get in there with him or try to deal with him. I mean, he sees where he's at. He's spotted, right? Honestly, with how low HP he is, the 4501 could probably get away with firing his homing torpedoes without using the ping and taking the lesser damage just because, he's at 11k HP, right? That's, 3 twerps and he's dead? Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so I guess he guessed that he saw the twerps, launched the ping, but that's far too late for them to home in on Semi's Petro. Alright, those should miss. Right, game? Yes, they do. Okay. So now it's just a matter of playing whack-a-mole with the 4501. The 4501 can, of course, just walk into the cap now once his hydro's down. And that's it. Ooh, just misses the double ping there on that set of torpedoes. Semi does instantly damage con the ping, so you won't have to worry about those torpedoes. He's making a break to get around this island. That'll force the 4501 to take the long way around. Keep in mind, the 4501, when it's on the surface, it can only go 20 knots, so it's not a fast submarine on the surface. Below the surface, yeah, it can go 40 knots, but obviously it doesn't have the battery charge to just sit down there for the rest of the match. Ooh, does actually get a hit there on the 4501. Alright, so now he's got this island to play with now. So he can easily just throttle up and throw the torpedoes into the island once he gets pinged. Or he can mess with them by going in reverse a little bit, then just slamming full ahead, and again getting them into the island. Alright, so now he knows, though, that if the 4501 wants to go after him, he has to take the long way around. And when he's spotted, he's going to know generally where it's at, because he's got to come around the corner of this island in order to spot him. Now, of course, if he can take this cap, I mean, again, it's 10 points a tick. So it's a pretty insane income for him. So let's see what happens. What the 451 is going to do. He's going to get in the cap. Keep in mind, the 451 gets in the cap and he wants to contest the cap. He's got to stay on the surface. Oh, he did just get in the cap. And dang. Semi just nudged out of it. So now the 451 is in the cap and on the surface. So he's vulnerable, fellas. The depth charges do a very large amount of damage to surface submarines and the guns of the Petropavlosk. He has those to use against him as well. If the 4501 goes below the surface, then, well, he's going to lose the cap progress and the ability to contest Semi. So, okay, so he's spotted, so we know he's roughly right where he's aiming right now, somewhere along that line, right? But we don't know exactly how far back. Oh, he blind fires, gets some. I guess he saw the shot there, drops the depth charges, floors it, with literally no consumables left on his Petropavlosk. Again, at the low HP that he's at, he very easily can get simply shotgunned by the 4501. Gets a hit there, an instance of flash of splash damage and a flood. Now the 4501 does have a heal though, but it does have a tiny amount of HP. Alright, he's going to go up here and grab some consumables, some buffs, to give them a little bit of a points cushion. So, good decision. There we go, boys and girls. Kill number 6 gets the U4501 with that depth charge. 6 kills! 6 kills, fellas! Oh my god. Oh, there he is. Solo warrior, fellas. One of the most earned, most deserved solo warriors I've seen. So you got Solo Warrior, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. 268,000 damage in a ranked battle against only 6 ships. My god, 3,700 base XP. I hope you were doing the Operation Catechism, my guy, because good lord, you should be getting something out of that event with 3,700 base XP. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Man, that is crazy. Actually crazy, my guy. That hats off to you, Semi. That is, I'm speechless. That is impressive. Now, I know, obviously, Petropavlosk very strong cruiser, but he played it so well. He made sure he wasn't getting crossfired from the other side of the map. He hugged his little island like you're supposed to do in a Soviet ship. Used its strengths, covered its weaknesses. So good on you there, semi-automatic. Oh, semi-automatic, not semi-automagic. My bad. I called you semi for most of the video anyway. But very nice game, my guy. Thank you so much for sending it in. If you have an awesome game like this where you clutch up for your team, make sure you send it into the link in the description down below, or you can also submit it to the replay channel on the community Discord. There is a link to that down below as well. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.